The operative word in that sentence you asked me was and. Learning intentions without success criteria are hopeless. Success criteria without having learning intentions is not as bad, not very good. One of the things that I like Shirley Clark from England's work in this area particularly is how you can construct those success criteria in terms of what students are supposed to learn, not what they're supposed to do. And one of the mistakes I see is so often you have a learning intention about what we're doing today. It's just not interesting. It's not about the task. Like, I go back to the examples I was using before. The best way of showing students what success criteria is to show them what an A looks like before they start. Show them what a B looks like. Show them what the end of the product looks like. Now, a lot of teachers I work with struggle with that because they think that what success looks like is what you achieve when you get to the end. And obviously in our time-constrained world, the end means the end of a series of lessons. And we don't value efficiency. What would happen if the kids learned it earlier? Well, that's a bit of a problem for us in many ways. We have to adjust that time frame. I went to a school this morning and I saw the second part of what I wanted to say on this, is I saw the students putting up success criteria before they started. They were doing these science work and they were starting with what would success look like. Now, they struggled to know what that was. They needed a lot of help. That's why the teacher's there. But teaching the kids up front what it looks like when they get there. How do I know when they get? Like, I go back to my sports analogy. If I said to you, I'm going to teach you what Australian rules football looks like, but I'm not going to tell you what the rules are, and I'm not going to tell you how to score, but I want you to go out there and play it. For many of you, you'd give up very quickly, particularly in a game like Australian rules. It just looks random. Unfortunately, for a lot of kids in our school, that's what learning looks like. So all I have to do is wait, and I'll either be guided or I'll be told off. What I want to do up front is show them what that success looks like. Like, I go back to that example before. I'm a kid, I'm struggling in maths. Please give me the answer, and then I'll worry about the strategy. Show me what that success looks like. Now, I want both. I want them to get the right answer, but sometimes I have to show them successful learning in this way, and now I want you to concentrate and use your efficiency in terms of the strategies. Now, the other part of that is that if you, teacher, before you start, have a clear understanding of what success looks like, you're more likely to get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter. You're more likely to acknowledge and understand what it looks like. And you are, and here's the critical one, you're more likely to tell the kids up front. Like when I went back before and talked about what a visible learning school looks like, it's when kids know what success looks like before they start. Like, a lot of kids will give up, or they'll do what they have to do until the bell goes. That is not what you call lifelong learning. That's not what I think our schools are about. For some students, they will do what you ask them to do, regardless of whether it's the beginning or the end. Great. But what about those other kids? It's only if it's shown up near the front. Now, the front doesn't mean the very first day. Sometimes on the first day you want to understand what the kids know and don't know before you decide what success looks like. Like, as Graham Nuttall, he spent years of his life putting microphones on kids every morning of the year. Every afternoon he went home and listened to them. And one of his findings, 60% of what's taught in every lesson the kids know already. So it's a very important phase at the beginning to understand what kids don't know. But very soon after that, I just don't think there is any excuse for not exposing to the students what success looks like in this lesson. You might want to then argue that it's cheating, that they get to know. Is it really such a problem that they learn what the end of the task looks like up the front? Now, what you're going to have to do as a teacher is you're going to have to be more creative about thinking different ways for understanding whether the kids truly have got it or if they're parroting. And that requires a different set of teaching strategies, but those are the strategies I want you to have. I just don't think there's any argument about why it should be a secret. Why should we be the people in the room that will dob you on the head and say, now you've got it? If you're going to believe that kids should be self-motivated, it should be into self-regulation and should be in all this lovely language we like to use. If you're going to self-monitor, if you're going to self-assess, if you're going to self-talk, if you're going to worry about the whole self-evaluation, you better have a target to do that to. Now, one of the things